We trying to get paid.
Making money, make it, dollar, dollar.
We trying to get paid.
Making money,
Make it save and invest. Stacking up checks. Let's go.
What did I tell you? When Trump says sell, you buy. Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Lasali Nungu. Slap the like button on this video right now. I was going to go live tonight, but I was reminded that today is the vice presidential debate. I'm watching it right now in the background. It's turning out to be a complete snooze fest. It is what it is. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. The VIX got slammed today. Folks, this man knows exactly how to play the markets, how to play all of us against the markets, and yet still, position the market to recover in such a beautiful way. I mean, you can't sell this market right now because you have to remember the Federal Reserve already announced back in April that they were beginning a $2.3 trillion package. That was back on April 9th to bolster lending and begin buying corporate debt across a range of credit ratings, right? I mean, they're going from everything from AAA down to triple B, quality debt. So when you dig deeper into the details, it actually breaks down to about $120 billion or so a month for the next several months and years ahead. I mean, they've talked about this being possibly like a 5-year kind of thing, right? They didn't just throw all the money, in the pot at one time. Now, look, you understand that the Federal Reserve has incredible amount of buying power, right? And this buying power is the stop. This is your buyer of last resort that's helping you, right? Preventing you from taking huge losses in the market, right? I mean, the volatility without the Federal Reserve, we'd be up and down 4%, 5%, 3%. I mean, you guys remember those COVID days, right? Where we had limit down and we recovered 3%. The volatility is being controlled, and we have been incentivized to invest in equities, right? Because there's nowhere else to go. So do not bet against this market. If you find an opportunity to go long, go long. That is where everybody is being forced to go, right? 177 million 401ks that depend on the market continually going up. All right, so you don't want to bet against this market. There's nowhere else to go at all. All right, in the comments of this video, I'll leave the link to the Federal Reserve balance sheet so you can kind of take a look at that. The buying has kind of tapered off from the Federal Reserve, but it's kind of averaging out there. So they're kind of coming in at certain times of the week, and you can kind of see that and track that in the chart if you kind of zoom in to the days there. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Times also today reminded us in an article called Fed Officials Warned of a Slowdown Without Stimulus. In notes going back to September, Jerome Powell mentioned that, the strong rebound is completely hinged on government help, right? They've gone back to the drawing board today with now a bill specifically for government health for the airlines. And I mean, this is the second time going, and it does make sense to go in that direction because, when you save, these airlines, multiple of them, you are saving, 50, 60, 70,000 jobs, and that's just in the airlines. We're not talking about the other fields that are affected by these employees being on the job, right? We're not talking about the hotels, the eateries, the cleaning businesses, and the many other occupations that stem from these airlines. You got to understand, this goes all the way back down to manufacturing in this company, in this country, right? It affects a lot of people. So I commend what they're doing to trying to find a way to get stimulus done. Because, folks, Donald Trump is running out of time, man. He is running out of time. Does he want to win this thing or not? He's got to come to the table and get a deal signed here because He's going to get a winning week this week. Looks like the futures are holding up nicely, but he needs every week from now on to be a winning week for the markets. I've told you guys that the 15th of this month, it's so critical. I mean, he has to have a monster 2 weeks going into the election in order to give him any chance of survival, because right now, from the mainstream media to social media, it's just really, really ugly for him right now. Now let's get back to some stocks. Where do we even start? Because everything was up today. Again, if you're one of those Monday weekly call buyer type of traders, you really lost your ass these last couple of days, because even though, we did bounce from the sell-off, you've really been killed in that position by theta. That's why it's so important when you get an opportunity to buy the dip, that's where you kind of reload. I'll review quickly some traders. I did have guys leave some comments in my last video. I really appreciate your comments on every video that I post. You guys know who you are. As always, we're going to start with a broad look at the market. Industry leader today was XLB, the materials ETF. Components there that really stood out. FCX, the best copper play on the market by far. If you want to play copper, I mentioned this before, you've got to trade FCX, Freeport-McMoRan, up 7% today. PPG up 3.5%. Next in line was Consumer Staples ETF, XLY. Components there, Amazon, boom, 3% gain today. I told you this is going to be the one to pick up off the floor. Amazon, look, this is a $5,000 stock this time next year, unless they break this company apart or this stock does a forward split or something like that. This is an amazing company that's just going to continue to kill anything in its path. Nike up 1.89%. McDonald's, damn, nothing like the food business, particularly when you got that many locations. 5 winning weeks in a row for the Golden Arches, as well as Target, by the way. Home Depot, Lowe's, look, I told you so, they're up 2% again today. In housing is on fire. Good Lord. Starbucks up 3 weeks in a row. Don't ever believe this thing about people running out of money. I know there's a lot of poor people struggling out here, but we've got to remember there's a large percentage of Americans who are incredibly wealthy, sitting on a lot of money, and they're going to continue to buy $7, $8 hot coffee, right? It is what it is. Who the hell is shopping at the Gap, by the way? Stock is up 300% since April. You won't find a prettier weekly chart in the market than Starbucks, particularly on a stock that's been trading for a while. These other stocks that I want to hit on real quick probably can meet its match here when it comes to how beautiful the chart is. Nautilus, ticker NLS. I mean, you got to be really happy with that stock. I had a user bring up this stock to me in my previous episode. I've had glowing sentiment for Peloton, and LLS is in the same line of business as Peloton. It makes total sense that both of these stocks, PTON and NLS, are working. Huge margins, sticky customers who stick around for their products for a long time. But looking at both charts, you really should be taking profits here. But congratulations to anybody who's been in it for a long time. Had a user called the Hip Hop Gems, wanted me to talk about HYLN. Boy, what a disaster. I don't even know how to pronounce the name of this company, but this is one of those kind of Tesla, Nikola type of plays, hydrogen vehicles. You guys know what it is. Look, guys, when you're running after these stocks with no actual product on hand, this is kind of what happens, right? I mean, you got to be a long-term investor here. Look at the guys who made a killing on Tesla. They were the guys who got in early and just kind of rode with it. You got to be one of these people here, right? I mean, the game isn't going to change. If you want to be in these, vehicle of the future type of stocks, you got to sit around and just kind of sit there, man. This is not one of those plays where you get in and then next week you sell off, right? You are investing in a company that doesn't have a book, right? It's all emotion driven. So you've got to stick around until there's an actual business to invest in, right? There's no business here right now. You are investing in an idea. So you invested in the idea hopefully becomes a fruitful and real business, and then you sell it, right? You sell those now, immensely more valuable shares to someone who has decided that they were going to wait till it became a real business, and you are then given that immense return on investment because you got in it when it was just an idea, right? I mean, that's just kind of how it's got to be. All industries across the board were in the green today. XLRE, which is the real estate ETF, being the laggard today. Hell, even crude stocks put up a good today. We won our Wednesday Iron Condor trade that was placed on Monday, another $500. I'm now 7 for 7 with over $5,300 in gains. I put out another trade today on my Twitter, link in the description. If you want my automatic cash system, my course is in the description. I misspoke yesterday that my course was $400, $500. It's actually $250. And you can make payments through Stripe if you don't have it all today. But look, folks, continue to stay long. This is an exciting market to trade. We've got a huge stimulus package that's going to get signed, that's going to give us another leg higher. They're going to continue to find something to drive the stock market higher. I'm looking forward to the elections, really excited about that. There's a lot of money to be made in the markets, right? Don't let anybody convince you that the world is going to end or anything like that. I played into that for a long time, lost out on a lot of money. I go back and watch some of my 2017, 2018 episodes, and I regret my mindset because I was following too much of what FinTwit was saying and not playing the chart, right? Not understanding how America works. We need, the market to continually go up because that's how we maintain power on a global scale, right? And we're going to find reasons, find technologies, find methods to continue to create shareholder value that keeps this country at the forefront of all other nations on this planet, right? So with that being said, it's your boy, Sal. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. Press like on this video. Tomorrow is another trading day. Trade well.